Welcome to another Unreal Foos video. My friend Hillary Morris posted a comment asking for advice on how to improve as a goalie to block 5R shots. So here's some quick advice. First, you have to know that if you look at the table, you get on the table and you go to this dead bar spot. If somebody hits a dead bar 5R, it's basically going around this area. It's hitting right here. So most shots, and you know, not everybody's gonna hit a dead bar shot. They're gonna, be coming down and squaring the ball at essentially around this area, or they may just spray the ball in this general area. So it could go spray right here, for example, or spray to the lung. So if you know that, then that means you have to be very, very good about not overrunning your spot with this guy. And what that means is you don't want to react and go past it or try to block here, because if you go here, most people are not going to hit it way that deep, but if you're like right here, that's going to go right inside. So this guy should always be here, more around the 3/4. This guy should be in the middle, and you have two options as a goalie. If the offensive player is passing, then you can either try to discourage them from shooting here by floating around. So you're floating, covering the near side and also getting out. So, and if I'm an offensive player and I see that you're moving here and moving here, and again, you don't have to go way out, because from the forward's perspective here, I'm looking at this. If you're just moving up to that point, it looks like, oh yeah, you're covering my 5R shots right there. So, and you're covering anything inside. So it's like my percentages as an offensive player are decreased if I see somebody moving like that. I don't have as high of a chance of scoring my 5R as opposed to somebody who's just like a sitting duck right here, just sitting static. Then it's a lot easier for me to hit a 5R like this than somebody who's moving like that. So you can either discourage it or you can bait it. If you bait it, then you can do something like this and show that hole. And when you feel the shot going, then you can get out to those spots, right? And your forward has to be pretty much also in sync, knowing that if you are baiting, that he needs to be aware of the fact that he needs to cover maybe more of this middle hole, so that if you're guarding here, he's covering the split with this. If somebody were to hit the 5R right there. For the most part, I would say it's okay to float here if you're worried about 5R shots, and then when the pass is committed, when the offensive player passes, then to jump out here to block any potential slop heading your way on this near side. So again, the other advice that I have is you have to always remind yourself that the 5R shot may be coming. So that means that you have to anticipate it. If you anticipate that the 5R shot coming, that means you're going to be able to get out here much faster than somebody catching you off guard with a shot. Because if you're not expecting it, you're more worried about the slop coming in here, and the 5R shot comes, you might be a little too late. I mean, this shot may already be on its way, and then you go here, you react, and it's already behind you. Even though you cover the spot, that ball was already behind this guy. So then it's better to, every time the offensive player has the ball on the 5R, to say, okay, the 5R's coming, be ready. And I always remind myself about that. It's like, okay, slop, guard any slop, any bad passes, be ready for a 5R. And I'm always, I tell myself, okay, I'm here. If I see the 5R, if I feel it coming, I gotta react to these spots. And if it happens to split you or whatever, I mean, there's nothing you can do. I mean, you can't beat yourself up. But for the majority of shots, you will be able to stop them if you go to the right spots right here, and not overrun things or open up too much. Right. This guy is always key to not to guard more around the 3/4 area. So that's all the advice I have, and always remind yourself of what can happen as a goalie, and when you anticipate things, it definitely makes your job easier. Okay, let me know if you have any other questions, and hopefully that's useful.